All right, Baka. So this has been a long-awaited moment. How long have I been talking about this moment?
For a minute. For a minute.
What's a minute?
A minute, I say like about 2 years, 2 years and a half.
2 years and a half. And there's been a lot of cars that have gone in between, right? Would you say this is definitely the craziest one?
It is. I remember writing, I gave you a present, and on the back I wrote XXX.
Yo, we have to see it.
Yes.
What year did you put on it?
It was Christmas 2021, so it was for 2022. We're like this and that for 2022. It happened a little bit later, but it happened.
And we're only a year later.
Yeah, only a year
Just
later.
fine. Everything has its timing. But bro, would you consider the SF 90-degree hypercar?
No.
No, right?
No.
So this is officially my... Yeah, I just bought it. Yeah. I swear to God. I swear to God. Literally just bought it. I'm waiting so they can finalize the stuff with insurance so I can take it and leave. He thinks I'm joking.
No, for real.
Bro, I don't know. Bro, it's I've waited years, bro. Years. Should we just
Cut the cinematic.
cut the cinematic?
I'll do it for you.
Alright, you do it.
You think you have a limit. As soon you touch this limit, something happens and you suddenly can go a little bit further. With your mind power, your determination, your instinct, and the experience as well, you can fly very high.
Dime, esto es lo que tú querías. Yo soy fino, esto es trap de galería. Tú eres un charro, Rocky de aquí, una porquería. Yo un campeón, Rocky Marciano, Rocky Balboa, Rocky Balbía. Tengo la ruta, tengo la vía, sí, tengo la vía. Los gastos de noche facturo todo el día. Tanta plata que me gusta que me chapen. Por eso le meto a tetas al pía. Ustedes no saben lo que es estar en alta mar cuando siento cuero. Que los zapatos te mame el bicho en el cielo. Lo que tira el 500,000 en el putero. Por eso tu opinión me importa cero. Por eso tú estás 101 en el top 100 y yo estoy primero. Ya no son raperos, ahora son pocateros. Más que tú estás cobrando mi barbero. Chingando y viajando en el mundo entero. Bebiendo mucha champaña, nunca estamos secos. Primero llegó Verstappen, después llegó Checo. Si Pablo me viera dirá que soy un berraco. Ustedes hablando mierdillo, los míos por Monaco. Bebiendo mucha champaña, nunca estamos secos. Están hablando solo, están hablando con el eco. El signo del dinero, ese es mi nuevo zodiaco. Prende un puro, la familia está en Monaco.
Sir. Wow. You know, I've been thinking about this video for a very long time. Even before I got my SVJ, I thought about making this video as well, how this video is gonna work out. But of course, as you guys could see, this is my 2019 McLaren Senna, which is still crazy to say because, I mean, sitting in between both of my dream cars, not even like the value of the cars themselves, but it was just like the road to actually be able to accomplish this was a very long and tough road. For those of you guys that have been following me for quite some time, you know, the Senna was like one of my ultimate cars to actually get. And it's not necessarily about the materialism itself and like the vehicle itself, because at the end of the day, you know, it's another beautiful car, right? It was about me as a 17, 18-year-old when these first started to actually come out, setting that goal itself of, hey, like this is something that I'm gonna achieve at some point in time. And I always did have like that 5-year mindset, which I'm 25 years old now and I've accomplished more than I set out to actually accomplish. This is my third property that I own that we're currently making this video in right now. This is an SVJ that I own. This is my Senna that I own, and also have my dream daily driver, which is my fully custom, literally one of one Rolls-Royce Cullinan. And it was really the journey of actually getting here and then kind of like reflecting back on the journey of how long it's been and where I started versus where I'm at now, and then where I could potentially be within the next 5 years, which is why I always preach, like, have a 5-year mindset and don't just focus on where you're gonna be in the next month. Because at the end of the day, what I see success is just focusing on the day-to-day activities and the problems you have to solve and your problems you have to overcome to get and move on to the next day. I didn't really see success as you know what, let's kind of like slack off for a few months or a few weeks and then we're going to be good to go within the next 7 months. It's like, okay, well, what problems, what goals do I have, and what are things that I can accomplish today? And if you do that again the next day and you have a great day, you have another great day that's going to lead to a great week, and you have a great week followed up by another great week that's going to lead to a great month, and if you have a great month followed up by another great month, that's going to lead to a great year of just accomplishing goals and achieving those daily tasks that are ultimately, when you reflect back on it, going to get you to that point on success where you want to be. Now, when I first started my trading career, it was very difficult, just like many people probably have experience in their trading careers. And to get to the point where it's like I could trade with a good amount of capital with ease to where I can actually be able to afford things like this, it's a very humbling experience, because I, again, only dreamed about exactly having what I have, my Senna, my SVJ. And, aside from all the materialism, like, more importantly, the freedom itself is what is more fulfilling to me. Now, like, when it came to like my trading journey, like, there's been so many times where it's like, damn, do I really know what I'm doing? And there's been so many setbacks, but at the end of the day, I just kept picking myself back up and pushing myself to continue to move forward. And it's just that mindset of never giving up and never being a quitter and never having that in me that ultimately got me to this point here as well. And it's honestly a true blessing that I can say that I'm sitting next to my basically $1.4 million Senna, which, you guys saw in the video. It's just, I'm still speechless. It still doesn't feel real, because we were at the dealership and it was like, okay, well, we're going to get in the Urus, go back home. Even after I wrote the checks for the Senna, it's like, okay, well, let's get back in the Urus and, go back home, back to work. But then when we got in the Senna and then drove home, it was just like, wow. That was a really different experience. And especially for those of you guys who've been following me for a long time, you guys know exactly kind of what this means to me. This has been one of my ultimate goals for the longest time, especially for those of you guys that are like in the day trading institution. You guys know I've talked about this in all of my webinars. So many times, like, this is just one of the goals that I set out to do. And now I truly feel accomplished. Like, I feel like everything I've set out to do, I've been able to do. And now it's time for me to go to the next level. I've reached the HYPERCAR level, and now it's time for me to go to the next level. Now, like, sure, I could set out a new goal. Okay, next, what? I want a Bugatti, right? But honestly, next, I want to take my trading to the next level. Now that I've kind of accomplished everything that I have here, it's time for me not just to focus and lock back in and get ready for 2024 to take my trading to the next level, but it's also time for me to just try and start giving back as much as I possibly can to all of you guys with as much free value as I can, and guide you guys in the right direction. So at one point in time, you guys could feel exactly what I'm feeling and get to the level and get to the point where you're obtaining and achieving the goals that you want to do. And I'm going to be doing my best to provide all of the materials and information that I possibly can with you guys to get you guys to that point. I've already gone through the trial and error the last 7 years, and I know what routes and what type of work and what areas you need to dedicate in terms of trading to be able to get to the point where you need to get to where you would want to even get to begin with. So there's a lot of work that I'm getting ready to put in, especially now that like it's just like I feel like that's my next big step, is to help change as many lives as I possibly can, because I've accomplished everything that I've set my mind to. There's not been one thing that I didn't want in terms of like financial goals, materialism, freedom, whatever it is. The richer mill, I've owned multiple at this point in time. The cars, I've owned every single car you could almost possibly imagine. I mean, you guys have seen the car collection growth in my YouTube channel, and you know, sure, like it's nice, you know, like I set out new goals. It's like, okay, like now let's do a yacht, or now let's get a Bugatti, or it's like now let's do this. But now ultimately my goal is I want to change as many lives as I possibly can, because I want you guys to feel exactly what I'm feeling right now. And I know a lot of you guys DM me quite frequently like, hey, you know what, like I'm living through you, which it's like, that's awesome, and that's a very honoring and humbling feeling. But at the same time is I want you guys to live the life that you want to live. And if you guys are putting in the work, then I'm going to make sure and guarantee that on my end, I'm giving you guys all of the tools and information possible to get you guys to where you want to be. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I hope that you'll see a lot more growth. You'll see a lot more growth coming. And again, 2024 is right around the corner. Let's just get ready to lock in, make the right moves, and ultimately just invest into our own knowledge so that we can continue to move forward with no matter what we do. Yeah, go.
Sou privilegiado, sempre tive uma vida muito boa. Mas tudo isso que eu consegui foi através de dedicação, perseverança e muito desejo de atingir os meus objetivos, muito desejo de vitória, vitória na vida, não vitória como piloto. E a vocês todos que assistiram e estão assistindo agora, eu digo que seja quem você for, seja qualquer posição que você tenha na vida, um nível altíssimo ou mais baixo social, tenha sempre como meta muita força, muita determinação, e sempre faça tudo com muito amor e com muita fé em Deus, que um dia você chega lá, de alguma maneira você chega lá.